we have question 20, and what it is we have a drink company makes a drink in a cone shaped container given here. The radius is 4 centimeters and the height is 12 centimeters. But the factory has a large container of this drink, and it's a spherical container that can fill exactly 80 cones. We have to find the radius of this spherical container to two significant figures. So if you have a look at the second page of the exam, you will get the list of equations, and one of them is the volume of a cone. And it is given as 1/3 pi r squared height. And it's written like this. We can then start substituting. It's multiplied by 4 squared, and it's then multiplied by 12. So the volume of the sphere is 80 times the volume of the cone. So I think the best way to do this is we're not actually going to evaluate this at the minute. But we can say that the volume of the sphere is 80 times the volume of the cone. So we can write 80 times 1/3 pi times 4 squared times 12. And let's include the units. We have to use cubic units because we're dealing with volume, so it's a 3, like that. But we're told that the volume of the sphere is given as 4/3 pi r cubed. And I'm going to write rs instead of r, like this. Put rs cubed so we can differentiate it from the radius of the cone. And let's put a key. So that's the radius of the sphere, and r is the radius. R on its own is the radius of the cone. I'm going to plug this expression that we had in the last part because I'm not going to evaluate this at the moment. I will show you why you don't. And the main reason is because we can cancel out the pi. Because the sphere volume is 80 times the volume of the cone, we've had this part is the volume of the cone, and we've multiplied it by 80, and we somehow have to get the radius of the sphere. So you notice that we have a pi on both sides. We can cancel out the pi, and we can also get rid of the 1/3. So if you have a look at this part in particular, we can get rid of this. We can divide both sides by pi, so cancel out the pi's, and multiply both sides by 3, because if we multiply by 3, we cancel out the 1/3. So that will be 80 times 4 squared times 12. So we multiply both by 3. So 4/3 multiplied by 3 is 4. We've divided by pi, and we get our s cubed. We have a 4 on the right hand side and a 4 squared on the left hand side. Now let's divide both sides by 4, and that 4 squared just becomes a 4, because 4 squared is 4 times 4, but dividing by 4 just gives you a 4. Then what we want to do is plug that all into the calculator and take the cube root. So do 80 times 4 times 12 and take the cube root, and we get 15.6594 centimeters. We're almost finished, but the question asks us to two significant figures. So we have to round it, so go 2 digits in, you get the 5. The next digit is a 6, so we round this up to 16. So to 2 SF. The sphere radius is 16 centimeters, and it's a bit tight for space and it's not too clear, so let's put a box round it, and that's the final answer. So best of luck with the studying, and thank you for watching.